I get so many comments and DMs from players who are frustrated because their moves don't work. Maybe they practice them a lot and they see it work for other people, but for whatever reason, it just does not work for them at all. And I get that this is one of the most frustrating things to go through. If this is you, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can fix it so you can start to create at a high level and finally see these things that you try work for you in games. Let's get into it. So the first reason why you may struggle to make your moves actually work for you in games is because you don't move well. The moves do not matter, but the way that you move does, right? We need to focus less on the moves that you're doing and more on the way that you're actually moving if we want to see those things that you do actually work for you better. What I mean by this, first of all, is movement qualities, right? And all of that means is like, can you get into the necessary positions that it takes to move well in a basketball court? Everybody can tell this and everybody knows it, whether you've thought about it or not, but you can look on a basketball court and you can see the players who move really well and those who don't. And typically the ones who move really well also are more able to use those moves that they may work on. And they're harder to guard. And the players who don't move as well typically are not going to be able to do it. So when we look at things from that perspective, we need to first of all focus on being great movers. What that might mean is, okay, being able to get into different low positions, right? Can I shift my body effectively on a jab? Can I get into those low shin angles when I'm accelerating so that I can move fast? Am I able to get myself low in those shin angles again when I want to stop and change directions, right? These are all things that are really important when it comes to being a great mover. When you're a great mover, you're harder to guard, and that's where you're going to get to a point where your moves become more effective for you. A couple things for you to do just to be able to get this down. I'll link in the description below my free Elite Perimeter Scorer program, which we go through a lot of different stuff that's focused on movement. So we'll go through different crawl starts where we're working on your ability to keep the ball up with you as we're in these low positions, these fast positions. And we have a lot of other stuff where we're targeting footwork. Okay, so are you efficient with your footwork and being able to accelerate, change direction, stop? Those are all things that are very important. And when it comes to becoming a better mover, we target that a lot. So again, that's the top link in the description below. So go ahead and look at that. I'm also going to link a video right now in the top corner of this screen. This is a workout that we're working on shiftiness, but ultimately we're working on your ability to move, right? Players, I had someone who asked me like, hey, I want to get more shifty. And I feel like I'm too stiff when I dribble the ball. If that's you, go ahead and check out the workout above, and we go through some stuff that's going to make you be able to move better with the ball in your hands. So again, those two things for you. The other thing that goes along with this is getting stronger and more athletic. And I just posted a video a couple weeks ago going through like a whole strength training program for basketball players. So I'll link that as well. And when you really focus on getting stronger and more athletic and becoming a better mover, you're going to find that your moves become so much better and more effective in games. That's the first thing that we'll talk about right here is just focus on becoming a better mover, and that's going to translate to your moves working out better for you. The second reason why you might struggle to have your moves work for you in games is because you are robotic. And this is maybe the biggest reason why players struggle is you need to work on those moves with context, right? And what context means is that you need to have like the surrounding reasoning for why you do what you do in order for you to actually be able to play effectively at a high level. And so let's say, for example, you try out a move against defense, right? Against a defender, and it works for you. And you get to the basket and you score. And your body is going to intrinsically kind of take that in, and you're gonna have an understanding of just innately, okay, how did that work? What did I do that worked right there, right? And you're gonna be able to repeat that, so it's more likely you're gonna be able to do that again. Likewise, if you go out in a game, you try something as a defender, it doesn't work. Well, now you're going to be on a search for solutions for how to fix that, and this is all just something that your brain is naturally gonna do. But if you don't put yourself in a position to try that against defense, you're never gonna know what works and what doesn't work, and what changes you may need to make. Right, you might do a move in a certain situation and it works, and you do a move in a different situation and it doesn't work, and you realize, oh, I need to do this a little bit differently in this situation because the defender was playing me here, or there was a help defender over there. And the same move you might have to perform 2 or 3 different ways for it to be effective in different situations, okay? That's really the importance of getting context behind why you're doing what you do. So you need to work on these moves against real defense at some point and not just against air if you really want them to be effective when it comes to, working in real games. Obviously, we play games against defense, so you need to get to a point where you can do them when there's defense on the court. So what you need is what's called deliberate practice, meaning our practice is going to be in the context of like the full picture, right? So we're actually practicing a skill um, with everything else going on, with teammates on the floor, with defenders in front of you, all of those things going into it. And now when we have that sort of practice, that's super deliberate because it's exactly what we do in games, right? It's mimicking that exactly. So we need to have practice that mimics the game. And that doesn't just mean you can do that on air. It means you've got to see defense as well. Now, what that means, though, is that once you do that against defense, you figure out, again, just kind of naturally, hey, this works, this doesn't work. It's going to be much more effective for you to get into practice by yourself and you be able to visualize what's going on. So, hey, okay, I did this against this defender, so I can visualize myself in this situation working on my move. And you can work on it that way. But again, you need that context as well so that your practice by yourself is more effective. So the best way you're going to do this is by forcing yourself to try these things in one-on-one situations, 3-on-3 situations, 5-on-5, whatever. Get yourself in front of defense and try these things, and it's really going to help you to be able to do these things at a much higher level. And that's how you're going to learn and be able to get your moves to work in real games. And then the third reason why your moves might not work for you in games is because you aren't a threat to do something else. So scoring is all about creating advantages. And advantages are created because you force the defense to make a choice. And their choice is either going to be to react to something or to not react to something. So if you aren't a threat to make a shot, like you're not a good shooter, then that's something the defense is never going to have to react to. So it's going to make it harder for any move that you do to work because they're already taking one option off the table. If they're a smart defender and they know what you're good at, they're just going to not react to something. And next thing you know, it's going to be harder for you to do anything else. So likewise, if you're not great at driving, it's going to be hard for you to be able to have any of your moves work. They're going to result in you getting to what you want to do, which is shoot the ball, because the defense is going to play you a certain sort of way. So what you need to do is you need to identify that weakness that you may have in your game and work on fixing that so that your defender has to play much more honestly, and it's much easier for you to create those advantages. So I'll link a video above that talks about just fixing your form if that's something that you struggle with. And that'll help you can become that better shooter so that you can force that defender to have to react and create those advantages for you. And then also, we talked about already becoming a better mover. That's how you fix it if you struggle driving. Become a better mover, become stronger, become more athletic. And I'll link those videos as well. And, of course, that top link in my description below. And that'll help you to be able to get rid of that. But it's important for you to get rid of those weaknesses so that defenders have to play you with respect to that. It's going to allow your moves to be much more effective because the defender is going to be much more on edge with what's going on. So, again, those are the things that are really important for you to understand if you truly want to have your moves work for you in games. And when you start to embody these things and encompass them, not only do your moves work better, but you just become much more effective as an offensive player in general. Okay, so really take these things and find where they add into your game, and you're going to see some major improvements. So hopefully this helped you out. I appreciate you for watching. Like I've said a couple times already, click that top link in the description below to get my free Elite Perimeter Scorer workout, which is going to help you with the stuff we've talked about and a lot more than that as well. So again, completely free. Go ahead and click that link. I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you click that like button, subscribe if you're new. I will talk to you soon. Peace.